there, it's Heather from Holistic Simplistic, here to share with you another one of my favorite dinner recipes. It's start to finish, 30 minutes, 10 ingredients or less, and it's healthy and delicious. So, today we're going to be cooking our zucchini pizza, and that's a really awesome recipe for both adults and kids, so everyone can get in the kitchen and get involved. If you have any questions with any of the recipes, please tweet me at HOLSIM Heather, that's Wholesome Heather, and let's get started. If you're able to grab your grocery list, you can cook right alongside of me and work with me right alongside with all those ingredients. So let's start by preheating our oven to 350 degrees. We'll get that nice and hot, get that ready for you, so once we throw the vegetables in, they'll be ready. We'll begin with our zucchini. You want to grab yourself a nice round zucchini because this is going to serve as our crust to our pizza. So we're going to take this zucchini and we're going to slice it down. You want to keep it for a pretty thin slice because you want to keep that crust kind of crispy once it cooks. If it gets too thick, then the zucchini holds a little bit too much water and you might have a harder time cooking that through. So we'll keep a nice thin slice. Slice up as many little pizzas as you want. Zucchini has been my favorite vegetable for the summertime. There's lots of these guys coming around for the summer. So it's great to use them in a lot of different ways. So I'm just going to cut up 5 or 6 of these. Now we'll take a baking sheet and wrap it with aluminum foil. Take a little splash of olive oil and we're going to throw it on top. And then we're going to take our zucchini slices and coat them on both sides. So get in that oil and kind of flip them over so that both sides gets covered. Great. Awesome. This is going to really help the cooking process and get them nice and crisp. Throw a little bit of sea salt on top. Just want to help absorb a lot of that moisture that is held in the vegetables. You don't want a soggy crust, certainly. Great. So now we'll throw these in the oven for about 5 minutes on each side. We're going to want to flip them at once. In. Perfect. So while those are baking, we're going to prep some of our other ingredients, or ingredients that are served as our toppings. So what I have is some fresh mozzarella, some awesome, authentic Italian ingredient for pizza making. And I'm just going to slice it up so we can put it on top of our zucchinis as our topping. You want to keep these slices pretty small according to how big your zucchini is. So I'm just going to tear them up. Fresh mozzarella is really easy to divide. It has a nice texture to it. This is great for melting as well. It gives it a beautiful topping, nice and fresh. Don't need a lot. Slice here. A lot of people ask, dairy is of a concern in the diet, too much dairy or feeling that it's something they want to take away from the diet. If you feel that it's something that you really love, I would never ask you to take it out of your diet, but certainly try to hold some moderation to it. I feel cheese is a great ingredient to add into anyone's diet. It's full of protein and great saturated fats. So it's great to have a little cheese in your diet, especially great fresh cheeses. Those are amazing for the body. So I have a nice pile of mozzarella cheese. Just going to make one extra slice just in case. Never lasts long around here. So then I'm going to take a fresh tomato, and I'm also going to slice this up as well in small bite-sized pieces to add as a topping. Now you can make your toppings anything that you like. It's typical to your pizza. You want to put some mushrooms on there, even some pepperoni. It's really nice to have a lot of accents to it and really personalize your pizza. You can make them all different. It's really fun that everyone can have their opportunity to make their own pizza. I find that the zucchini crust is really a great alternative to having a bread type of crust. It really keeps it nice and light, but maintaining all those awesome flavors as well, so that you can still have that pizza taste, something that you really love, something that you want to have in your diet, or at least, enjoy. But minus all the extra calories and doughy feeling afterwards. So I'm just going to slice these up in small little cubes just to add as a nice fresh topping. Lots of color in this meal. Always love a lot of color on my plate. Makes me feel like I'm getting all of my vitamins. Keeping them pretty small in size, seeing as our zucchini crusts are not really all that big. Great. Nice fresh tomato. Perfectly in summer season. Jersey has amazing tomatoes for the season. Love going around the markets and finding what we've got going on to inspire me. Alright, great. So I'm going to take our zucchinis and give them a quick flip. So we'll give these a quick toss so the other side can get nice and crisp as well. Oops. Excellent. I'll throw these back in the oven for another few minutes so that they can crisp up. Great. So you really want to give them a lot of time in the oven. If you notice that it does see some watery substance coming out of the zucchinis, and that's really great because you don't want a lot of water in the zucchinis, otherwise you get that mushier texture to it. So make sure that you have them in the oven so that it really is allowed to crisp up, and you'll hear them start to sizzle, so that lets you know that they're really going through a good cooking process. Now this is a great starter, appetizer, or snack. This is something that can serve great for kids in between meals if they're really looking for some pizza. Or this can be really something that you add as a complement to your dinner if you want to add in a salad on the side or other vegetables on the side, because it's really has a great variety of vegetables to it. It has great freshness to it, really comes straight from the garden. Now some of the other ingredients that we're going to be using is some oregano. I've got some freeze-dried oregano, and this really brings it all together, giving that classic Italian style ingredient with it. And I also grabbed some fresh Parmesan. So that just kind of really sets it off and has that nice bite to it. Just a touch of it, it's all you really need to layer it on top. It's an excellent additive. So some of the classic ingredients, but just minus the crust, really saves you on calories and is a perfect treat for dinner or just a snack. It's really excellent. Give it a few more minutes on the zucchinis. Really want to make sure that they're nice and crisp. You can see they're sizzling in there really nicely. Make sure that they have enough time to really get out all the absorption. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know, and I'd love to hear about your toppings too and how you've made your own pizzas personalized. Love this fresh mozzarella. You can also use ricotta cheese, which makes it kind of more of a white pizza. It's a great topping as well, nice and smooth and creamy. If you have a dairy issue, then you can use some Daiya cheese, which is actually a vegan-style cheese, or soy cheeses if you're vegetarian. Those are great alternatives. I know that they melt very well on top of in the oven, so that's a great alternative if you're looking to kind of step away from the cheese and with lactose or casein. It's an awesome alternative to try. One extra minute on these zucchinis, and then we're going to pop them out, throw our toppings on top, and finish the job. Really love having meals that are easy and fast. This is really how I've made myself healthy, is making things as simple as possible. Having too many ingredients has never really worked well for me, so I keep it pretty simple. Things that you really have in your kitchen as well. So these are some of the things that I try to reach out to you, and also bringing some of those awesome flavors and dishes that we've always enjoyed. Alright, so I'm going to pull out our zucchinis. Ooh, yes. Sizzling hot. Great. Bring these over here. Now you want to turn your oven onto a broil position, because we're just going to really get a nice coat of heat on top. So let's take our mozzarella, take those pieces, and we're going to layer them on top of our zucchini crusts. Just takes a couple of pieces, mind you, this is going to melt a little bit, so we're also got a little dash of the Parmesan. Awesome. Just want to throw a little bit of our freshly diced tomato, gives it a nice pop of color. I guess you could even call these little bruschettas. Another Italian favorite, minus the bread. Then we're going to throw a little bit of our oregano on top. Our Italian kitchen coming through. Just a nice sprinkle on top. Really fragrant and awesome. It really smells like really an old world kitchen. And then we're going to top it with just a little bit of Parmesan. It gives it a nice crispy, saltier texture to it, and that really crisps up nicely. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Back in in the oven we go under the broil. It's only going to take a couple of minutes, so be careful. This cheese is going to melt pretty quick, so keep an eye. Excellent. Looking forward to our zucchini pizzas. This is really amazing. It also has that great, nice bite size. I always like to enforce that eating smaller bites or using chopsticks or baby silverware is a great way to really slow down the process of eating. Sometimes we really get lost in a trance and start eating ourselves too quickly. Before we know it, we haven't even realized what's in our stomach and we're not satisfied. So being mindful of taking it slow or cutting into smaller pieces can really slow down our appetite and allow us to feel fuller. So when we do something that has these smaller portions to it, tinier bite-sized pieces, it allows us to really slow down mentally and eat slower. We feel like we're eating a lot more. So whenever you have the opportunity, take the time to either use baby silverware or chopsticks, or just cutting everything into smaller pieces. If you have one slice of something, just chop it down into small pieces, and that allows you to chew slower and slower. Now, we've already been in for 2 minutes, so you should probably give them a quick check. Wow. Now that's a pizza. Ooh, melted to perfection. These pizzas look absolutely delicious. Melted on top, a nice brown with the Parmesan. Let's give it a quick taste. Probably too hot, but I'll go for it anyways. An amazing pizza with all those famous ingredients of fresh mozzarella and oregano. I love it. A nice brown crust on the sides, perfect, crisped up beautifully. Thank you for watching, guys. This is another dinner recipe from Holistic Simplistic. See you next time.